Morning. Oh, damn. I woke up later than I wanted to. So, yeah. I meant to do this like 2 hours ago, but I was up really late last night. I didn't get home from work last night on time either. So, this is just saving me the constant re-recording of, like a short little video. Because as you can tell, my voice is dead anyways, because I just woke up. So, hold on one moment here. Where's my stream? Oh, there it is. Okay. Fuck. Holy shit. Hold on one second. Let me pop chat out. Does that work? Yeah, that helps. All right. Just gonna have chat on my second monitor here. Also, the other problem is that like my dad's sleeping too, so that's why I can't make content in the morning. Although I'm gonna put my microphone a little closer to me so I don't have to look in a weird direction. Come on, piece of shit. All right, there we go. All right, can you guys hear me? Okay. I'm talking right into the mic like it's ASMR or some shit. Yeah, damn, when I realized it was like 9 o'clock when I woke up, I was like, fuck. And now it's 10, so. Yeah. Well, as long as you guys can hear and understand me in my raspy morning voice, I guess I'll just go kind of right ahead here. I'm just gonna, kind of, not really spitball here, but, yeah, I just kind of had some opinions. I know most people are probably dev servered out because it's Sunday. Yeah, and this came out Friday, literally an hour before I had to go to work, so I never got the chance to stream it and kind of look at everything, which, to be honest with you, is okay. I'm not overwhelmed or nothing by stuff. A lot of stuff is still definitely broken and unfinished. Like the F104 ASA will cause my game to randomly crash, so I'm not gonna have to. I can't click on the Italian tree to look at it, because it will 99.9% chance crash my game. So obviously the elephant in the room is the A10A, of course. Even though this update is technically for Israel, which is really funny. This has happened before where Gaijin has released a new tech tree and there was like one vehicle everyone was more hyped for than an entire tech tree, which is really funny because like, they could just do the A10A in a separate update and then like sell that separately and kind of get people to focus more on the Israeli tree, but it's a bit of a side tree, of course. So and also this isn't done. There's a couple of other tanks sitting in the files and whatnot that that are definitely unfinished and should probably be coming in another dev server or end up in the live server. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go ahead here tree by tree, obviously avoiding Italy. I don't want to click on that, crash the game. Kind of just give my opinion. So vehicle wise, I'm assuming you guys have seen my video yesterday, considering I think it's at like 65,000 views now, which I was not expecting that video to get anywhere the kind of views that it was, because it was, I tagged the game as War Thunder, even though it was a DCS clip, which is kind of the point of the meme that a lot of people, it was like, you could post that on like r/whoosh or some shit, because people just didn't get the joke. It's like, like, unfortunately, the dev server wasn't out, so in the trailer there's like music and shit. And the funny thing is, in the trailer or the teaser for the update, they like played with the A10 sound, like it was overlaid. It wasn't the actual in-game sound. It was kind of funny. Yeah, of course, everything's unfinished, I could look like a total idiot in a week and they actually get the gun to sound pretty decent. But considering the track record of the sound guy at Gaijin, I don't have my hopes up. And the whole point is like, I mean, I was flying the A10C in DCS, which is 70, I think $80 if you get the Block 2 upgrade. But for literally 20, I think it's like 15, $20, and if it's on a sale, the A10A in DCS is literally $7 versus you paying $60 for this. And I mean, the engine sounds okay. I would say it's actually pretty horrible. From the front, you kind of hear the turbine whine, but the A10 has a very distinct sound for a military aircraft, and it has a very distinct weapon selection with the with the GAU, and both the GAU and the engines don't sound even remotely close to what the A10A sounds like. And I remember they updated the A10A sound a little bit in DCS, so it's like people they're arguing about, like with me on my YouTube video about that. They're arguing like, well, DCS is a sim. People buy the premium A10 for grinding and stuff. I'm like, I understand the utility of the premium. My point being is they are charging $60 for a very low quality aircraft that they are really hyping up. I think that it's a scam, because I know 99.9% of you have this fucking aircraft. This aircraft is going to be a more efficient grinder than this aircraft will in both air and ground RB. Okay? And for the A10 at least, air ground RB. The F5, I don't really use it in ground RB much. I never really did, because I have this one. This one has MAVs. I get their different battle rating, but you get my point. So all this doesn't matter. They're going to change the sounds every 10 seconds per. Yeah. That's another thing too. That's what I'm like. So I'm planning to have a podcast episode Tuesday to talk more in depth about this stuff. About stuff like that. Side bypass turbofans, yeah, sounds like a 60s jet and has black smoke trailing it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if you go in a DCS, okay, it's a free game. You can download it for free. You go and you place an A10 down in the editor and you set it on a waypoint and you just press F2 to spectate it and you just listen to it. It is like $30 like level audio quality, right? Then you go and listen to like the A10C with the updated literal, like they actually went out and recorded the A10 firing in demonstration to record the audio and then mix it and get it properly so it can sound as close to an A10 as humanly possible, right? But like the War Thunder sound guy, it sounds like he literally went on YouTube and like downloaded a shit quality audio and then like tried mixing with it. This doesn't even have the reverb. So for instance here, actually no, fuck it, that'll just take up more time. But okay, so the A10, right, in this game, you just hear and then it cuts off. Right, listen how the sound doesn't even like sound believable. Like, if you have ever seen a single video of the A10 doing a demonstration or like a gun run on YouTube, you already know that it should sound like the sound. But in War Thunder, it just sounds, it just cuts off. There's no like wind down kind of noise, Look, let me close the cockpit. That sounds stupid. It's like, it was like with the F-104s, I remember when they added the Starfighters, everyone really enjoyed the audio quality of the engine. I did too. And then they changed it like 4 times. So now the F-104 sounds like a generic turbojet. It's like the A10, if you guys have played the dev server and you've been strafed by one of these or they fly past you, it goes from sounding like an A10-ish to a fighter jet. Okay, I have a video on my phone that I might post on like Discord or something if you're on Discord. I've posted it before. I went to an air show last summer There was 2 A10s doing a demonstration over Lake Erie. I know what an A10 sounds like in person. It is like extremely depressing how like for $60 the quality of the asset that you're paying for in terms of the feedback, visual and audio feedback, is bad. That's my entire point, is that like I get that you use it for grinding, like it's no different than buying the SU7, right? It's a premium for grinding. I don't care about that. I care about the fact that they're marketing something with a certain quality to it, and then it sounds like garbage. Even though it's a dev server, I get that. But the sound guy, his track record has shown that he doesn't really, I don't want to say he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's stubborn with the way that he does things. And it sounds like shit. Okay? So, that's just like, that's my rant opinion on the A10. Like, otherwise, like, okay, it's a ground attack plane. Right now, the whole multi-purpose, this shit's all over the fucking place. The Mavericks, they kind of act really wonky. They don't seem to be tracking properly, and then they also kind of do this weird thing where they fire 2 at a time. Yeah. So, Wobby, I'm not really trying to die in this hill. I'm just like stating my opinion, like explaining it, because like the meme video was like a meme, and I was like kind of doing it in the comments. So I'm just getting that out of the way. Like, I understand that you don't have to buy this and you can grind the tech tree version, which isn't even here, of course. So yeah, I get that. I'm just saying, for the people that are buying this thing as like the A10, it's like, why? Like, I actually kind of agree with you, Wubby. It's like, just grind the entry one, which is better. It'll have better weaponry. To be honest with you, I wouldn't have cared as much if this was just the A10A, like the A10, like the one that's going to be here, and then the A10C was here, or maybe after the A7s, right? At like 10.3 or 10.7. Because this thing being 9.7 is retarded. This thing is going to face sabers. Unless they change the battle rating when it comes to live, this thing is literally going to be shooting down sabers. Okay. I know it's an A10 and it's haha funny slow. It's like, it has aim 9Ls and a fucking gun. And all it has to do is just spray at people while they try to dive on it, and then just they pop an aim 9L at it and they're done. The people that are buying the A10 are the same ones buying the terms in the XM1. I mean, yeah, I agree with that in a way too, yeah. But the C would have aim 9Ms. The C can also carry aim 9Ls. They don't have to give everything its best weaponry. And so, like, another little tidbit before I move on, right, is that Gaijin tries to, like, model things in a simplistic manner, and they end up just breaking things and then forgetting about them or taking forever to fix them. Like, laser guided bombs on like the Jaguar and stuff are garbage. So like, I don't like how Gaijin tries to charge you money for things, and they have this monetization strategy, but then they're not reciprocating the effort to make things work properly. Like, yeah, you have a model and you can play it, but if shit in the game is just not working functionally, what's the point in grinding something that has a broken mechanic? Okay, so you can kind of nosedive drop laser guided bombs in War Thunder, but the way that people play SAMs, the way that whole dynamic works, is shit. You know, so CCRP bombing with laser guided bombs in DCS is like, in real life, is really common. You have a certain point that you set up, especially in the A10, that is a sensor of interest, and you use CCRP and you time the bomb drop so the laser can pick up the bomb, or the bomb can pick up the laser to follow the laser into the target, right? So, like, for instance, the laser guided mechanic in this game for bombs, at least, I don't know about the Russian missiles, they're okay because they're missiles, it's just you use them differently, is dumb, right? So, like, if Gaijin adds the A10C with laser-guided bombs, and it's kind of clunky, if they still... Because I've been asking, by the way, I've been trying to suggest that they make... when you set a target point in War Thunder, it doesn't use CCRP, like with dumb bombs. So it's like, I want them to work on mechanics so people buying this have actually spent the money and like it's worth spending. You know, I get you can also just grind the entry, but it's just like Gaijin tries to simplify things, and when they break them and they forget about them, then you're wasting money on something to work towards something that is broken. It's like, it's been an issue in the game for a long time with all the modern shit. So, yeah, that's kind of, that's the last bit. It's just, I would have rather the A10A be the premium, the A10C be in the entry, instead of just essentially doing the A4E, which this is just an A4. Like, it's an early, but it has, like, the late model weaponry. It's lazy. It's laziness. It's lazy monetization. So, I actually, like, am concerned for people spending money, because, like, if you have ever seen my cash cow video, it's like, know what you're spending your money on. I'm not saying people are stupid for buying the A10. I'm saying that it's like not a good choice of using their money because of Gaijin's track record and their actions. The A10 it's the same thing as the K50, it's the same thing as the XM1, it's the same thing as the terms. You know, it's like that whole dynamic. It's like, I want people to I don't want that. I want people to understand what they're spending their money on, and I don't like that people spend their money and then they get mad when shit is lower quality than they expected and they spent $60 on something. I want people to be smart with their money, not just dump money. Yeah, so dang, like, people can use their money for whatever they want, but when people go on the forums and they bitch at Gaijin, it's like they don't care. They already have your money. It's the same thing with wargaming. They already have your money. They don't care. I want people to be smart spenders and support a product to improve it. You know, or not support a product to, like, vote with your wallet, essentially, okay? So it's the whole point behind the meme. It's the whole point. That's my opinion on it. It's like, cool, it's in the game, but, you know, just want people to vote with their wallet in this game. It's ad nauseum. You have to keep telling people this. You know, because like I said, for $7, you can go buy the A10 and DCS, the A10A. You don't need the A10C with all the advanced systems, unless you're a real enthusiast. You know, and then you can just pop on a 4YA training server with your A10A and strafe shit and have fun, you know, for way less money. Way less money. So, that's my opinion on the A10. Because, like I said, like, in game, it's like, okay. You know, it's like, alright, it's an A10, cool. Like, the A7 just got GBU8s. You're faster than the A10, and you have 4 guided 2,000-pound bombs. I want people to be smart spenders coming from the man with crates and World of Warships. Yeah, Don, because I make a little bit of extra money than most people that play War Thunder. Like, I will blow $100 on crates and World of Warships because I don't give a shit. Because I make a little bit extra money. But I know people that money is tight for people that don't make the money that I do and are in the situation that I am. Okay? So I want people to be smart with their money because I know what it was like to want to buy every premium in the game and then being fucking broke. You know, like, with the way that I spend my money, I understand shit. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Not everyone is willing to blow $100 on something, even if they have a lot of money, right? Okay? People that will pre-order every premium in a patch and then they're broke and then they bitch that their shit is bad. It's, you know, may think I'm sounding like a hypocrite, but I'm really not. I was in that position before. So, that's where I'm coming from. I'm actually concerned because, like I said, I used to just throw money for every premium. By the way, let me just mention, because it shows that I have the A10A. I don't. This is the dev server. Should probably have said this. Obviously, you can tell by the GE I have. I don't have 2 million golden eagles. Because I know that there's people out there with literally have a brain cell that'll be like, he's telling us about spending money, but he has 2 million G. You know how much fucking money this is? Like, that's retarded. Okay? Obviously, I was given the G and the dev server. I'm given trophies. So, just want to point that out there for the retards that don't understand that. Because there's people that always wonder, how do you have all this G? Every single dev server, there's new people in the game that do that. So, anyways, done with the A10. It's the A10. Fuck off. Let people get chewed through by people that don't use their fucking radars and shit. Okay? Because I actually thought that if they had the A10C and they had modeled MAWs and everything, it would be pretty good. But right now, they're not adding the A10C. They're just going to do the A7 thing. They're just going to add one and then another. So, you know. That is at least 2 million rubles. You did the math. Damn. But rubles are worth less now, so, you know, it's pretty bad. 2 billion rubles. Oh, there you go. You got to adjust for inflation, guys. Remember that. Wink, wink. Let me just, real quick. Hold on. Okay. Holy shit, I got a lot more people watching than I thought. I had the other screen open. Damn. I didn't realize that. Alright, well. Yeah. So, other than the A10, we'll move on from that. Done talking about that. Let's see. So, well, there's the LAV-AD, I guess. Alright, so we'll move on. So, I have been asking for this thing for... When did the side of Mistral come out? A year ago? 2 years ago? When did the Sidem come out? Trying to think. I want to say the Sidem 25 came out, what, a year and a half ago? So ever since then, I was kind of like, is Gaijin gonna... Because, like, I wish Gaijin would, like, work on things and then, like, push them out at a time. So, like, when they brought out the Sidem Mistral, they should have brought out a Gepard with stingers, because the Gepard could mount stingers. The LAV-AD, like, any, like, maybe, like, a Strela system.
To go plaid.
Oh, shit, someone just subbed. Although my stream thing isn't showing. Oh, because the weirdest channel ever just subscribed. Hell yeah. It is the weirdest channel ever. I was on OBS. I didn't see that. That's funny. Thanks, bud. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so basically, like, I was like, where's the LAV-AD? And now we finally have it, so it's like, thank God. 2019, you think it was? Yeah, probably 2019. And we're in 2022. Yeah. It's been a while, like, really, if you think about it. So, yeah, we finally have the damn thing. Stingers still suck, though, because, like, remember how the Sidem Mistral was ridiculously overpowered, but at the time, there was pretty much nothing with flares. So, like, the Sidem, they had given it better performance in exchange for it not having resistance to flares. So, like, nowadays, if they just added, or not added, if they changed the Sidem Mistral back to what it used to be like, at least maybe not as extreme, you know, but if they had just kind of done that whole thing, then it would be pretty okay. I get they're more realistically modeled now and stuff, but it's like, I mean, literally, like, right now, like, in the world, I'm sure all of you, because you're all playing War Thunder, have seen the war in Ukraine. Like, I have seen a fucking Stinger go up, go freaking flying after, like, a fucking helicopter, okay? Like, I know it's a helicopter, it's slower than a jet, right? But it's like, even with flares and shit, it's like, Stingers, manpads behave so much differently in War Thunder than they do in real life. Like, even DCS has, like, manpads modeled better. Like, they're just, these things, like, don't turn. Like, I don't understand why. They don't pre-lead their targets. They follow them. Like, they're basically just, you know, slightly cooler AIM-9Bs is how they behave. You know, shit like the Chaparral with basically essentially AIM-9Ls would have been really cool to see right about now as well, considering they're putting them on aircraft now. Also, I think the LAV's lack of optical tracking is temporary. 'Cause this is that's the optic, so I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but I really don't think that lol. Nice fucking extra. I just noticed that. That's not the hydropod, but it's still loading it like it is. Interesting. The stinger, that video, yeah, that was an eagle, I know. But there was another video where they were using stingers during that one air assault operation. They hit an MI8. So, yeah, I'm just saying that like manpads and War Thunder still they like this thing literally. I remember seeing it on stream too. It literally misses like dumb shots. Let's see. Like what? Like that's the stinger just it pumps out and then fucking audio down. It's a fucking game. Like what? That's dumb. That shouldn't be happening. Also, I just realized you can turn other people's sound all the way to 0. That's pretty stupid. Pretty sad. Oh, loaded the Hydra's. Cool. Weird visual model bug. Like, wow, that's the only shot you're gonna get. Like, Stinger goes up and down. Like, I know the Stinger has like a weird like flight trajectory, but it behaves so weird in War Thunder. It's just weird.
The enemy has been destroyed.
So, like, if you're telling me, Iron, that that's too close, then why don't they give Stingers more range? Like, it's dumb. My uncle was actually a Stinger technician of the first block Stingers that they used in Iraq. So, I actually asked him once about this, and he was like, yeah, he's like, Stingers have a little bit more performance than it sounds like in your game. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of dumb. They'll just go straight at something, and then at last second they just miss. I'm just like stationary, essentially stationary, you know, straight and level aircraft. So, you know, I haven't seen my uncle in a while. I'd ask him again. I'd show him if he was here, but they live down in fucking Tennessee or some shit. So, you know, I don't like how manpads behave. They add manpads to the game, or manpad missiles on shit, and they function. So they function stupid. I mean, this thing's still better than the ADAS in my opinion, in terms of dealing with helicopters. Like the ADAS just sits there, the big fat fucking target. This thing's fast actually, so I'm glad it's in the game now. I've been wanting it. I would actually like. Of course, the dev server kind of messes with your presets, but I'd probably do this, LAV-AD, and then ADATs. Just depending on what I'm feeling of playing. So, yeah. The Hydras on it were useless too, which they're just weird right now. They're kind of goofy. Is there anything else I'm missing from the American tree? There's the Arizona, but that's naval, so, you know, no one really cares. And then this little South Vietnamese boat, the Kim Quy. So, yeah. Alright, well, on to Germany. Let's see what I'm watching my time too. Fuck, it's nearly 10:30. Fun. Okay, so for ground, the Term 3 and the Puma. So first off, with the Term 3, it's funny because it's very similar to Terms. So this thing's going to be spammed like the Terms. Still prefer ADATs against helis. Oh, against helis, yeah, but against like aircraft, I'd rather use the LAV-AD because of the gun. Like honestly, like the ADATs is 25 is really annoying. So, yeah, I'd rather use the LAV-AD because I've kind of messed with Stingers enough or manpads to kind of understand when they actually do work. Most people, it's just they fire at you and it misses. So, especially in the old days with the heli rushers. Like, I wish the LAV-AD was here, like, what, a year ago, when people just were every match just rushing. Like, it's dumb. So this thing, oh, the HVM got buffed again. A Starstreak missile, probably. Oh, nice. Oh, really? It's supposedly got a stabilizer to remove the ITO? Interesting. Huh. Yeah, it makes the bagel pans more cancer. The LAV has 25mm gun, therefore style points make it better. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna move on here because I'm kind of wasting a lot of time in the A10, but that is what it is. The term 3, to be honest with you. Yeah, I get it's a leopard. I get like it has no fucking armor, and it has literally Mike's head as a turret. So, you know, sorry, Mike. I wish I had the egg meme like he does on Standby, but you know, I mean, you have a 105 and a cock and ball torture 30mm. So, I mean, people are like, well, it takes forever, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. It's like, bro. Okay. On the live server, when 4 of these are running around at you on Advance of the Rhine at once, alright, and they just do this, they just fucking, where's something with a barrel, fucking spamming at you like that, like your barrel's gonna break, so, or they'll load heat, you know, because it's 8.0, they'll blind you with that, and just, you know, pop you one, so. Fucking turn the gun. Jesus Christ. This game is just so much louder every update. Alright. Boom. Alright. So, it's just going to be another spam to premium that only a few people are going to make work, but because it's going to be like the terms, there's just so many of them that it's just going to piss you off. You know? And I also, by the way, AJ, I did see all the aircraft, almost all aircraft cannons got a pen buff. For like their AP rounds. No belt option for the 30. No, Gaijin's never really done that with like coaxial on something like the BMP. Different, but stuff like this, no. Original Leopard 1 is still better. Yeah, because it's 7.3, which is, in my opinion, still stupid because it's a Leopard and people are playing it like it's a fucking Centurion, like they can actually maybe take a hit. So. Speaking of things that I think are also under tiered as shit, the Puma. So, okay. Before all the wearaboos get mad, hot take. The CV90, the 94DC, right? The STRF has this round, which pens 170mm. Stock round is 143. Okay. It is a 40mm. Puma has a 30mm. Okay. Puma's round. 121mm. So, not better, but not terrible. You know, not great, not terrible. Right? It also has like the round that you have to time fuse it or whatever. Then there's the self-destroying ones. Okay. Then I know it's stock. It has the normal APDS. I get that. All right. I understand that probably for the stock grind, that's why this thing is 8.3. This thing is just the Type 87 RCV all over again. This thing's armor protection at this battle rating, and the fact that it is a crewless turret. I get that the ammo's right there. Alright, I understand. Oh, we were testing it the other day. Challenger Hesh actually has a pretty funny like time going through this. Like for heat, it's also got a lot of protection as well. Then you got all the NERA, the ERA over here. You have the fuel tanks, which will definitely soak up a shot because that's what fuel tanks are. There's fuel tanks right there. You know, let's see where higher post pen, higher rate of fire, HEVT, right? So let's see. So at 8.3, there are a lot of things that sling around heat, like as like their main round, right? Or even 9.0, there's still something like MVT7. That's not a good example, right? There are things at 9.0 that have APF SDS, you know, but like You're going to be playing this. Someone is going to be in a patent or something in 7.3 and get up tiered against this thing, right? Like, at most, this thing should probably be like 9093, kind of like the BMP2M. You know. Another thing, too, alright, I know. I'm looking at, like, the worst fucking vehicles for the examples, but the Rise, is a good example. It's 8.7. You know, like, all the Puma has to do is not show its lower front plate, and, like, this is borderline impossible to kill. There's this weird spot right here, but, you know, the protection analysis gives you a little bit extra bullshit. Like, how many people are really going to shoot there at first glance, unless they're really, really disciplined, you know? So, of course, from the side, it's going to get smacked with, like, a dart round and some shit, but it has this ERA, so heat, you know, pretty much no-go spot. Shit like that, you know? So, I think 8.3 is, like, definitely a little low for this thing. It should probably be, I mean, it's lower than the Bagel Panzer, which I get the Bagel Panzer has a missile and HEVT. Okay, get it. Still, it's a fucking modern IFV, right? And also, not to mention, while this is, in a specific case, the other ones, the bill is 9.7, and it has, I know it has the top tech missile, but this and the LVKV don't get the better round that this has. And this is also 10.0 actually. So, just wait for it to get the spike. Well, yeah, no shit, but Gaijin already put it at 8.3 iron, so. In a minute, Ma. What? I don't know, eggs or something. Thanks. Sorry about that. But anyway, so as I was saying, they already put the thing at 8.3. Their intentions are for it to be 8.3. Not give it a spike and then leave it at 8.3. They just added APS, which we'll get to on the Black Knight and shit like that, right? Why the fuck did they add it in the same patch they added APS, but not make it like 10.7 or like 10.3 or whatever and give it a spike? It doesn't make any sense. So you're telling me that they're going to add this thing, then they're going to give it the spike missile, but then they're going to, what? They're going to up its battle rating? They're going to give it a fire and forget fucking ATGM at 8.3? Doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. It's stupid thinking. Doesn't make any sense. Right? So you're telling me then they're going to add another Puma that has the spike missile and has the same 30 mil? Or is there a Puma variant with a 50 mil? Which would just be the Martyr. They would basically just add the Martyr 2 at that point, and it wouldn't have a spike, because the Martyr 2 doesn't have ATGMs. So, this thing being 8.3 I think is really stupid. It should have just been like 10.3 or 10.7 or whatever with the spike missile, and then just be given, maybe still keep the stock and rely on the spike missile maybe a little bit, because not everything has APS right now. And then, you know, or maybe even have this as a stock round. So, I'm just saying, I think it was pretty stupid to add this thing, like, in this way. I mean, obviously, I know people have been wanting the Puma, and it's like, okay, it's in the game now. Like, I understand that. I'm just saying that, like, Gaijin probably should have held off a little bit on the Puma and given it the spike and dealt with APS at a different time than added at 8.3. I see this thing in, like, the first couple of weeks when they do a battle rating change going to, like, 9.3, like, instantaneously. Because once people get past the stock grind, or, you know, there's this thing called Golden Eagles, people are going to GE past the shit stock round. Like 99.9% of people do when they have a little bit of GE. They'll GE past a couple of things. So, you know, I'm just saying, I know that the STRF 9040C is definitely better in terms of the fire rate and the penetration. Just like, remember what is at 10.0 in the matchmaker. Remember what is at 8.3 in the matchmaker. Okay? Just keep that in mind. It's like, I know people compare things in certain ways. I'm just saying, I'm like, think about the capabilities of the tank, especially when it's spaded, and then think about what it's fighting. If you place this thing is in the same bracket as this thing. Right? The mouse, I know it's on the same country, the mouse is in the same bracket as the Puma. The T32 is in the same bracket as the Puma. The M47 is in the same bracket as the Puma. The IS-3 is in the same bracket. Oh, not anymore, never mind. The IS-7, or IS-4. Dev server BRs are always much lower. Yeah, but it's like, then why add it and then give it that BR? Why do they do that? They know this game has been out for 8 years. They know that people look at BRs. 9040s can pen the T72s in the front, not anymore. When they added volumetric shells, murdering T72s through the driver's hatch is like borderline impossible. Like, the 9040 used to be really good when they added it, because it was literally murking things, because it was essentially a 40mm round being fired really fast with a singular pixel of impact and penetration. When they changed to volumetric shells, the 9040 got a lot weaker. And then they added more harder to kill things. Like, the 9040 is slower than a fucking T80. I know they just changed its reverse gears and shit, so its acceleration might be a little bit better, but it's like, it's a light tank facing MBTs that outperform it in terms of, like, mobility. Maybe not reverse speed, but that's not really the main factor in a fight. So, you know, BMD's 8.7. I know it gets an ATGM, but it's 8.7. Just for comparison, the BMP2M 8.7 has fucking cornets. This thing should definitely be like 10.3. Just people sucked in it because it was a free vehicle, blah, 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 you know. Like, I think the Puma is a cool tank. Like, don't get me wrong, it's cool as shit. You know, but kind of a bit much for 8.3. Like, this thing should have, when they put it in the game and you look at the BRs, it should be 9.0. Because the way Gaijin introduces BRs, it's like there's a pattern. They have intentions behind what they do. They're not dumb. Like, people think Gaijin are really, really stupid. They're not. When they do things, they say everything is subject to change. Yeah, no shit. I'm subject to taking a piss at any point in the day, right? It's just whether or not I choose to go to the bathroom. It's the same shit. It's just Gaijin isn't stupid. They know what they're doing. They did it with the Type 87, remember? The Type 87 was what? 7.3 on the dev server, and then on the live server, look where it is now. Maybe they've gauged at the Type 87's performance and the Puma, blah, blah, blah. Maybe they did a little compare and contrast. I don't know. It's all possible. So, that's the Puma. Cool vehicle, but don't be surprised when this thing's going around in mass and being spammed, and when it should have just they should have just given it a spike and added APS and a couple more vehicles. So, have I had a look at the new Chinese jet? No, because it's not here. It's not here. I can't look at the J8. Do you need the dev server to test out the A10 currently? Yeah. Yeah, I need the dev server. I should actually link it in these streams nowadays. I think it download link. Anyways, I gotta go a little faster here. I feel like I'm about to take a shit, funny enough, with the analogy, so I feel like I gotta go to the bathroom. So, I'm gonna hurry up here, because I'm also running out of time before I gotta get ready for work. I gotta eat and stuff. Literally just got up into this, so. Anyways, moving on. I don't think there was anything. Well, there was this in the MLA, so. Quick thing. MiG-23 MLA. Basically an MLD with slightly worse performance. This thing, basically copy-paste, but probably a little bit different performance considering that it has a bigger spine and a co-pilot. So, that's pretty much it for Germany. I'm not touching naval as well for anything. So, for Russia, I'm pretty sure it was just the TV-25 AMD. APS is really behaving weird. It's all based off of the hull right now and not the turret, which is not how, like, especially the Challenger Black Knights APS works. So, yeah. this thing also, it has hard kill APS at 8.3, Bradleys and stuff. There's a lot of ATGMs at 8.3. So this thing probably might end up going to like 8.7, 9.0. But it's still just a T55, so I don't know. That's my opinion on that. Moving on. The Black Knight. So someone asked earlier my opinion on the Black Knight's APS, being able to shoot down APF SDS. We tried it yesterday. It wasn't even working against some heat rounds, so it's a bit dodgy when it actually shoots down APF SDS. There's like a certain speed or a certain range where it has to see the threat. So, you know, it's pretty cool. I think this is the top tier challenger that they needed. I mean, the extra armor and the weight on the other challengers really doesn't matter. So having the ability to sit at range and have a little bit of extra, you know, protection against a certain kind of threat is okay. So will it get penned here? Obviously, you know, it is what it is. But with the challenger, I mean, I want it. I'd want to play it. I don't want to grind the British tree. This shit's actually ridiculous. They need to stack these challengers and chieftains. What else has APS in the new update? For hard kill, it would be the T55 AMD and the Black Knight. For soft kill, it would be the Chinese premium tank. It just has, it's Chinese, it's a ZTZ 96A with Stora. So the ability to obliterate 4 Vickers is pretty cool. Yeah, exactly. It's like the challenger can at least kind of defend itself against something like the K50, which is amazing. So Britain gets the ability to have something that isn't just slapping a bunch of armor and hoping that it works. Puma's 8.3 because German main suffered from brain damage. Insert the Persona 4 song here. Yeah. Oh, I forgot they added Congo, which is cool. So, I'm still going to go play World of Warships. So, anyways, moving on. I know people probably wanted me to talk about the Challenger a little bit more, but like I said, it's a Challenger. It's got hard kill. Kind of what it needed. Nothing much else. ZTZ 88A, just another filler grinder, inline, you know, grind tank. Whatever the words I'm trying to put together, you know what I mean. Well, I know the K50 has 12 missiles, gas mask, but it's at least you can defend yourself from the initial threat and then react. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least you can react to the threat after the APS shoots down the first missile. And I know you can, like, spam them, but, you know, people are going to find their workarounds. It's just the nature of the beast. The K50, guess what? Real life, you can't fucking fire a million missiles at once. It's a waste of ammo, and it doesn't even fucking work anyways. So, that's dumb. Anyway, so this thing basically just gets some extra armor on the front. Is it enough for 8.7? I don't know. Maybe against things that aren't slinging heat and APF SDS and shit like that. So, this is kind of cool. I might buy this. Finally play China with a vehicle that isn't a fucking wheeled vehicle or something that was supposed to have thermal and doesn't. So, T55 with an American gun? Yeah, I know, right? It's funny. So yeah, I would look at the J8 and I wanted to, but it's not here. We got the Russian build, so. Let's see. Oh, I almost forgot about the B-26 in the American tree. Where was it? I just remembered because I saw the French one. Yeah, another aircraft, another vehicle, I should just say, in general, that we've been asking for forever. I think it's a torpedo as well. Is it the early war torpedo? Yeah. Oof. Wait, no. No, that's good, actually. 409 knots. It's better than I thought. What's the... Sorry, I'm jumping around here now. Where is the BTD? 409. What's the... That might be wrong. Or they may have not changed the name because they have the same speed, but... What's the drop altitude? The same. Okay, this might be the wrong stats. Like 13 dash, maybe not. This is supposed to have like a worse speed, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It's got 3,100 pound bombs though, which is funny. So in ARB, it might be a fun little casual bomber. Apparently right now it's slower than the B-25, but that's actually probably because it has a bigger bomb load, so it's weight. It has more weight to it. Might test fly that in a minute, but I gotta go, so I'm probably not going to. The French one, same I would assume, even with the torpedo. Yeah, not bad. Cool plane. I've always loved the Marauders look, so even if it's not the best plane, it's, you know, it's something that was way overdue. Then I think France got the ELC, yeah, and nothing else. Someone was saying, they said that maybe they should give the ELC the hull aiming ability, so you're not fudging around with the turret. I mean, not a bad idea. Don't really know if it'd make much of a difference. And the suspension on this is like really floaty. So it's cool to see something like this. France with their little sneaky light tanks. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, for you guys that hate the PE-8, Germany now has one as well. They have the 2,500 kilogram, well 2,400 kilogram technically, bomb on the H111 H16 now. So now they have their own equivalent to the PE-8, and it's 3.0 versus 4.7, 4.3. So the thing in the Italian tree, which I'm not going to click on, is the F104 ASA, because it'll cause the game to crash. So I'm not going to click on it, but the F104 ASA gets asked by its switcher, basically just about as good, I think, as the RB71 Skyflash. So, and then AIM-9Ls, but it doesn't get countermeasures right now, so I'm going to wait to look at that another time. And then Sweden, they got the, basically just, I'm pretty sure, right, thermal equipped, yeah. Better Estria V104. Like it. They got their own helicopter tree. They got a Huey. They got an Alouette. They got 2 bows, and then they got the H1S. Well, no, sorry, AHS. But it's basically an AH-64A. So, but it carries AIM-9L, so cool. And then the Israeli tree. I would look at it, but real quick, it's not done. I'll look at the Israeli tree another time, but anyways, sorry to kind of rush through this, but I got to get going to work, and I also really have to go to the bathroom now, so I will look at the Israeli tree another time on the second dev server because they are not finished adding everything. Oh, and then there also is an MI-28 in the files for Sweden, yeah. Yep. So, anyways, guys, sorry to rush, but I got to get going. More ways than one, so yeah, pretty much my opinions mainly were on the A10, the Puma, and the Challenger Black Knight. So the Israeli tree I will cover completely separately another time. Sorry to blue ball you guys, but it's not finished, and I know it's not finished. So anyways, I will see you guys later, probably later this week if they do another dev server. I have no idea if they will. I'm assuming that they will, because, you know, but I don't know when. So anyways, yeah, sorry to make it quick, but thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Yeah, I will have a fun day at work. I will flip, trust me. I definitely will. I will not, actually. I'm fucking tired as shit. I have literally no sleep, so help me. Anyways, take care, guys.